So we'll begin with Aleph. The Meruba Aleph is written this way, and so the Soletreo form is written this way. The letter Bet is written this way, and in Soletreo, this way. Now the Bet also takes Rafeh. In the square form, it's a straight line above the letter, and in the Soletreo, it can be either a dot or a semicircle that indicates the V sound. The Gemal or Gimel is written this way in square, in Meruba, and in Soletreo, either this way or this way or this way, various shapes to it. If we add the Rafeh or Varika, the little mark on top, the diacritic, this gives us the possibility of denoting the sounds J and Ch. So it's a straight line, or a dot, or a semicircle on top. The letter Dalet is written this way in square, and very similarly actually in Soletreo. And this again takes the Rafeh, giving us the sound the, as in Spanish nada, or English that. The letter E, as it's called in Judaismo, is written this way in Meruba, and this way in Soletreo. And at the end of a word, it also is sometimes extended to the left, so it's written this way. Vav is basically written the same way, a single stroke. The letter Zayin is written this way. And again, it's a letter which takes the Rafeh or Varika, giving us the sound J. The letter Chet is this form in the square, in Meruba, and in Soletreo, it's either written similarly or a little more curved to the left. The Tet is written this way, or this way, or this way. The Yod is basically a dot, so that would come out like this, that's Yod, is this way, and the same basically in Soletreo. And then in addition to the initial and medial Kaf, there's also the final Chaf. In square, it's written this way, and in Soletreo, something like this. Letter Lamed, which is written this way in square, takes several forms in Judaismo, in Soletreo. Up until around the end of the 19th century, it tended to be written this way. And then from then on, the predominant forms are this form in Turkey, this form in Salonika, and additional forms like this in other parts of the Judaismo-speaking world. Now I want to point out a special character, a ligature of Aleph and Lamed, which is this in the square form, and in Soletreo usually takes this form, and that's the combination Aleph Lamed that gives the sound Al. The letter Mem, which is written this way in square, this is the initial and medial Mem, so it occurs at the beginning and in the middle of words. That in Soletreo takes several forms. One is simply this. The other is a little more complicated, and there are several others, but these two are the basic forms. Okay, the final Mem, occurring at the end of words, in Judaismo this occurs mostly in words of Hebrew and Turkish and Balkan origin. That's the square Mem. And in Soletreo, it's actually an ellipse. The initial and medial Nun is this, and in Soletreo, it's written this way. There's also a final Nun, obviously occurring at the end of words, which is in both square and Soletreo. This is the square form, and in the Soletreo, it's a little more curved toward the end. The next letter is Samekh, which in square is written this way, and in Soletreo, this way. The letter Ayin is written this way. It's very similar in Soletreo. It's a long letter, so it extends below the line of writing. The Pe in Soletreo is written this way, or this way. And this letter can take the rafeh, the varika, giving the sound F. This is another letter which has a final form. So in square, the final form looks something like this. And there are two forms in Soletreo. One is this, mostly used in Turkey, and in Salonika, another form which was used is this. So that's the final fe. Another letter having two forms is the Tsade. So that's this in square, and in Soletreo, this. The final Tsade takes this shape, and in Soletreo takes this form. The Kof is written this way, and in Soletreo this way, or this way. The letter Resh takes this form in square, and in Judaismo it tends to be a tall letter, so it's either written above the other letters this way, and it often has a loop on top. The letter Shin is written this way, or simply this way. The letter Tav in Merubah is written this way, and in Soletreo tends to be written this way.